Hello, everybody. We should be live now. Everything should be working properly. Seems to be, which is good. Let's just get Moobot up and running. Let's just not do that one. Let's do this one. There we go. Okay, let's get the banner turned off. It's going to be a black screen at the moment, but that chat looks horrible, by the way. I might need to redo that. Anyway, this is what we're doing today. We are doing ourselves some Football Manager. Let me, again, the screen's probably going to go black again in a second. Or maybe not. No, maybe it does want to work. That's good. Let's see if I can make these a bit smaller. Okay, that's as small as that one goes. That's as small as that one goes. The all-time. That's as small as that one goes. That's not too intrusive, is it? The chat, meanwhile, is a bit horrible. I'm not a fan of that. Let me just post something in the chat for a second. And see how that looks on here. It's not terrible, I suppose. You can't really see it that well. I could do with a background on it, actually. Although, do we need the chat on the screen? I don't know. Maybe if I move it down here. It's on a slightly darker background then. Which is kind of where it was to start with. Anyway, welcome to Football Manager. Now that this is all set up, we should actually get playing. Now, I should say to you before we go any further, this is a bit of a spoiler alert. This live stream is actually starting with episode 10 and going onwards. Now, obviously, you guys haven't seen episodes 8 and 9 yet because they're still a week and 2 weeks away, respectively. So this is a bit of a spoiler. If you don't want to see what happens in episodes 8 and 9, I suggest that you go and wait to watch them and then come back to YouTube and watch this once it's uploaded. If you don't care, you just want to see some Football Manager, perfect opportunity for you to watch some Football Manager. This will be uploaded to YouTube. It'll probably be done in multiple episodes. I haven't decided yet. But we'll start with at least episode 10. So if you're watching this right now, this is episode 10. Welcome. If you're going to be watching in, let's say, half an hour's time, could perhaps be episode 11, but we won't worry about that just yet. Right. So, let's make sure everything's set up. It is all set up. Yeah, good. Right, I think I can actually continue the game now. So, we are Hatfield Town. We are currently in the Southern League First Division Central, which is a league higher than we were at the start of episode 8, I think it was. I think there's 2 episodes in episode 8. Sorry, 2 episodes in the last season, episodes 8 and 9. This is, of course, episode 10, so this is the next season. We are currently in January. We're just going up to my birthday, actually. We're playing Barton Rovers away from home on my birthday in 2 years from now. There's a happy story if ever there was one. But yeah, we're going to try and get some football played. Hopefully the game is going to behave itself. Hopefully the computer is going to behave itself. So far so good, I should say. So that's great. There's a tiny, teeny, tiny window now on Twitch. I'm not great. It's not great what they've done with it, actually, the changes. But I can't complain too much, I suppose. So you might notice bottom left corner, once again, we've got the total number of followers, the most recent follower, and we've also got the total donators and the most recent donation. At the top, we've got the donation target. I would like to try and hit that target at some point. I would definitely like to try and get onto the board at some point. I don't like asking for money, it doesn't necessarily feel right, but at the same time, you know, I need some kind of backing and some kind of support. I am a student after all. So if you do wish to donate, there are links in the chat. Feel free. Any amount is fine. Don't worry about, there isn't a minimum requirement or anything like that. Any amount will do. That is absolutely fine. Right, let me introduce you to the squad, because I've made some changes. Again, if you're watching this back on YouTube, you might have heard me moaning that I couldn't get Olasanya on a free transfer. Well, I have now. There he is, on the left-hand side of midfield, which is awesome. It's always good to have him back. Let me just check my... Okay, I'm going to pop that out and stick that there. Sorry, I'm still doing admin stuff. Basically what happened was I was pretty much set up and ready to go at 7 on the dot, and then Twitch wouldn't load, which isn't good. So I had to stop it and start it again. And then I had to restart my computer because it still wasn't working. And there's a whole list of horrible things that were happening. Let's get rid of Dell, put him in the under 23s. So here's the squad. If you're watching this straight after episode 9, then you'll know the squad already, I believe, because I'd have introduced you to them. But yeah, I managed to bring in Olasanya on a free transfer. I also managed to bring in... Who else is new? Daniel Van, centre back. We also brought in Tyler Walker, who's our new right back. Not to be confused with the Tyler Walker who's currently playing at Port Vale, was playing at Stevenage, and decided to leave, so it wasn't his level. We'll ignore him. Also brought in Dewsbury Hall. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. Now, if ever there was a posh name, that's it right there. Dewsbury Hall. Great surname. Liam Envermarum, I did bring him in the end. Again, if you're watching from last episode, that would make sense. Just brought in this guy here, Akinuli, on a free transfer. He's a centre-back / striker. If you look at his finishing stats, that's why I brought him in. Whoops, there we go. That's why I brought him in, because of his finishing stats. And he scored, I think, a hat-trick on his debut, so keep an eye out for him in the future. But right now we are playing Barton Rovers. Here is our lineup. Funnel is a goalkeeper that I brought in on a free transfer as well. Everyone's free transfer now, put it that way. There's no loans, which is good, because it means we're not risking losing a player due to recall or loan expiration. So, that's always a bonus. So in goal we've got Funnel. Back 4 we've got Perry, Van, Evans and Walker. Midfield 2 we've got Harrison and Hughes. Wings we've got Olasanya and Mooney. And then up front we've got Dinsmore and Clifton. Let's play ball. Now I'm just going to check whilst this is loading. Because again, there's a lot of things on my phone that... not just my phone, on my streaming. Primitive, is that the right word? I suppose it can be seen as that. I want to make sure that things are working properly, because they're not always, and it doesn't look like it tweeted like it was supposed to, so I'm going to have to tweet quickly. Now, this is an experiment, this stream, because people have asked me to stream, and I said I would only stream if people were to watch. And in fact, episode 8, I think it was, which hasn't gone out yet, I stated that. But I thought I'd do a little experiment now, just to see how many people... That's quite loud. Let me see if I can turn down the game a little bit. It's paused, I know, sorry. Let's put it there. I just wanted to see how many people actually were going to stand by what they said and actually were going to join. I know it's paused again. There we go. And actually were going to join the stream. Basically, if no one watches this stream, I'm never going to stream this game again, is the decision I have taken. Because really, people have been demanding it enough, there should be some interest. And if they're not watching, then... yeah. They're obviously not interested. Sounds harsh, I know, but there you go. And people should be watching this. You know, if they really wanted me to stream, they'll be following me on Twitter, they'll be following me on Facebook, and they'll see that I am streaming. So there's no excuses, really. But let's ignore that right now and let's focus on the football instead, shall we? Dinsmore there, just been flagged offside. Why is everything off on here? It's gone back to like primitive view. For some reason the screen resolution's changed as well. Right, let's get rid of that a little bit. We'll get rid of this a little bit. We'll get this back. Right. By the way, league table, if you look at it, you'll see we're third at the moment. We had a massive slump in form. And we were top by quite a way. And then we just had this big dip in the centre. Centre of the season where we just didn't win any matches. I changed the formation, I changed the tactics, and we still weren't winning. So, I guess a mid-season slump is quite common for me, but to happen in that case was really, really not good. That's why we've got new centre-backs. That's why we've brought in a new striker as well. Someone who can try and get the goals when the main team isn't performing properly. And of course, new goalkeeper. Did I say that? I'm not sure if I said that. I'm a bit all over the place at the moment. I keep forgetting what I'm going to say, and that's why I keep hesitating. So apologies for that. Let me try and focus on what's going on the screen right now, instead of looking at all the other screens around me. Also got the music playing, of course. My regular stream music. I think there's a link somewhere on one of my channels where you can go and check out where this music is from. I strongly recommend, if you want to actually get it yourself, that you go and buy it through the official channels, because it's a very good soundtrack. For those of you who don't know, it's the soundtrack for the Nox Crew game show, which is a Minecraft series created, funny enough, by the Nox Crew. And I'm kind of hoping they do another season of it, because I really enjoyed the first one. It's one of the reasons why I bought the soundtrack. Right, anyway, football. We're here to talk about football. And in particular, we're here to talk about Hatfield Town. And it's good timing me saying that, because Clifton just curls one wide of the far post. That was rather unlucky. So about 25 minutes gone. I've got this on comprehensive highlights at the moment, just so we can get to see more of the action per match. This is mostly for off-camera stuff, but I thought, you know, if you're streaming is a bit more behind the scenes than actually making videos, so you'll see a lot of stuff here that you won't normally get to see. So I thought I might as well leave the match times at the same as well. That was Hughes, I think, with that volley there. That was well saved. Strikers' ratings aren't good so far. Clifton and Dinsmore both pushing a 6.6. They're the lowest in the team, along with Evans. Well, I think that's harsh on Evans, because I doubt he's seen the ball much. Walker with the long ball forward towards Clifton, who's offside. I have a lot of players going offside for some reason. Is that a thing? I didn't realise that was a thing. I might have to change that, stop them from running offside, because that is ruining a lot of my attacks at the moment, is offside people. Right, ball over the top. Olasania to Dinsmore. Into Clifton there. Mooney. Good right winger, Mooney. Fans don't like him very much, apparently, but I think he's a pretty good winger. I'm more than happy to have him on board. Long way till half time still. Holy cripes. Right, Harrison on the ball to Hughes. Not good from him. Both midfielders on a yellow card as well. I'm going to have to consider maybe subbing one at half time. You might notice, eagle-eyed viewers, again, who've been watching the series, you might notice we've got Tope Fawudo on the bench. He's come back from his loan spell, and he's actually been impressing me. To be fair, he has been impressing me. So I can't complain about that either. Mightily impressed. Scored goals for us this season, which is always a good thing. What else can I say about him? Not a lot really, apart from that. He's been doing his job. I've started retraining him as a centre attacking midfielder as well. For when I play the 4-2-3-1 formation, which you might have seen hidden away on the tactics screen before the match. That is something that I have been testing. It's not been too bad. It's not been excellent though. So I think I need a pre-season really to bring the players up to speed on that one. Right. Another attack, this time by the home team, not the away team. Funnel with the save. We need to get at them more. We've only had 3 shots and only one of them's been on target. We need to push more. Try and actually get some more shots on goal. They keep tackling me as well, which doesn't help. Here's Evans. Round the corner and over the top to Walker. Into Mooney. Walker, that's a tidy pass if Clifton can get onto it, which he can. Crosses it into the centre. Dinsmore's header, goal. Get in. That's much better. That is much better. Great ball down the line from... it was Walker, wasn't it? Can't remember now. Let's wait for the replay. I think it was Walker. Into Clifton. Not the most convincing cross ever from Clifton. Gave Dinsmore a little bit to do. He could have hit the bar with that because he couldn't really get over it because the ball came in quite high. But, goal's a goal. What am I doing? Criticising. A goal is a goal. 1-0 to Hatfield Town. Right, Mooney now on the ball. And he's run it out of play. Well, that's poor. The less said about that, the better. We are coming up to half time though. The whistle should be going any second now. Dinsmore with an attempted cross. Blocked for Harrison. Hughes, long shot. Blocked again. Cleared up as far as Bailey. And there's the half time whistle. Fair enough. I will take that. Yep, more than happy with that. Good first half performance. They had their chances, we had ours. We took ours, they didn't. Which puts us 1-0 up. I'm just looking at the team and thinking. One of Harrison or Hughes is going to have to come off, I think. I'm going to bring Clark on for Harrison. Hughes is hitting those long shots, and that's what's making me want to keep him on. Because he might snatch a second goal for us. It's a bit dangerous having 2 midfielders on yellow cards. I'm looking as well, we've got Perry on a yellow card, and I do have a sub left back on the bench. So again, it's worth thinking about. Quite possibly make a little sub there as well later on in the second half. I don't want players getting sent off and suspended. I certainly don't want players getting sent off in this match because we could do with all 11 out on the pitch still. Still balancing on a knife edge. You know, they've got more possession. They've had just as many shots on target as us. They could have easily scored them. So we do have to be careful here. Olasanya with the ball over the top into the path of Clifton. Has to hold it up, but he takes a shot from distance. It's over the bar. That's unlucky. Getting better. We're getting closer to a second. Clifton as well, not having a great match. As I say, we've got Fawudo on the bench, who we could bring on if necessary. I'll keep a very close eye on that. Oh, I didn't notice. You can see my guy on the sideline there. Look, he's even got his name above his head. That's quite cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before in the entirety of me playing this game. That's cool. There's a lot of complaints I still have about this game, but it doesn't take away from the experience. It doesn't make it a bad game because I have some issues with it. It's a great game. It would be perfect if it just made those minor tweaks. Hughes with the free kick, blocked, comes back to him, into Olasanya, blocked, and cleared for a throw-in. That was a bit of a pinball moment there. Just thinking what I can do to change this. They're playing a 4-3-3 holding formation. So they've got sort of 3 midfielders running around R2. But then they've only got 1 striker and we've got a back 4, which seems to be keeping him quiet. I'm just going to change this quickly. I want to look at long shots. Let's get rid of headers 1. I'm not really interested in that. I want to look at long shots. So they've had 4 shots all match, 2 on target, but all 4 of them have been long shots. So that's a key stat actually, is long shots, because if they're just only hitting it from distance, that means they're not getting near our goal, which does actually make me feel a lot more confident. On the flip side, we've had 3 long shots from our 8 total shots, and I think one of them was on target maybe. Of course, one of the shots on target was our goal. That has to be considered. Dinsmore there looked like he was brought down. The referee not interested in giving a penalty though. Here's Van. Poor pass from him. Clark gets onto it. He's got options. Mooney there. Heads it inside to Clifton. Back out to Mooney. Was he held back? He looked like he was held back there. Yeah, he's picked up an injury. Don't tell me he's picked up an injury and not been fouled there, ref. Okay, so we're going to have to bring him off. So Harry May's going to get a run out. May plays... Well, it's a alternation between May and Fawudo as to who plays in the hole behind the striker when I play the 4-2-3-1. It was May to start with, and then I started playing Fawudo there when he actually was training for that position, just to see if he could train a little bit quicker, sort of get accustomed to it a bit quicker by being played there. And yeah, you sort of can. Never a bad thing. Giving him some game time in those positions. He was scoring from there as well, which is good. But May is a crucial player for us to have, because he can play across... He can play as a centre midfielder anyway, but he can also play across the entirety of the attacking midfield roles, which is very, very important. One of the key things in this squad is versatility. Apart from our defenders, our goalkeepers and most of our strikers, everyone else can play in at least 2 positions, and that is quite crucial. When you're playing in leagues like this, you've got small squads, you haven't got much of a budget to improve them, although I do stretch the budget as thinly as I can, as I'm sure you've spotted already in these videos. Transfers, I have made some transfers with money involved. But yeah, you do want to make sure you've got a versatile squad, so in case someone gets injured or suspended, there's always someone else ready to step into that position. Now again, I'm looking across the board. Walker's not having the best game of his career, but again, we're still restricting them to long shots. Good tackle there from Walker, funny enough. There's me criticising him and he goes and does something like that. May into Clifton, who I'm very tempted to sub off still. Yeah, he's losing the ball. Should have played it into Dinsmore and he didn't there. So he's got an assist, but I don't think he's had a particularly good game, so I'm going to bring on Fawudo. And just hope no one gets sent off now. Still got 4 players on yellows, including both our wing backs and one of our centre backs, so there's a bit of pressure there. 16 minutes left before injury time kicks in. Here is Dinsmore. Ball out wide, intercepted well there by Coffey. Coyote to Spink into Woods. Out for Baker. Ball over the top. This is one of the things I was afraid of. Good goalkeeping there. That's one of the benefits of having a sweeper keeper, is they'll smell the danger and they'll come flying off their line. Okay, it can go wrong, but most of the time you snuff out the attack. And it was exactly what happened there. Try not to get lobbed. That's one of the key things to remember when you're a goalkeeper and you rush out like that. Don't get lobbed, because that's embarrassing. Anyway, Fawudo has come on now for Clifton. He's not a bad player, Clifton. You know, he's one of our top scorers in our history. Never mind just in the league this season. Oh, Walker, he's off. But Clifton, yeah, he's had a few bad games recently, and I'm not really sure why. Could just be a mid-season dip. Could be that he's suffering a bit from burnout, so I might rest him for the next few matches. Play Envamarum there instead. There is Walker being given his marching orders, which does mess things up a little bit for me. Evans can play as a right back, so I'm going to move him out there. Pull both these guys back. Actually, no, let's put Hughes there. Clark there. You are going to be... Whoops. Van is going to be a defensive centre-back who's going to be right back. You are going to be moving back to a defensive fullback. So is Evans. And we're going to move back Olasanya and May as well. And we're going to move Fawudo in behind Dinsmore. So we're going to flood the midfield here. So they've got 3 midfielders operating in this space. We've now technically got 5. So the goal is to try and keep the game as restrictive as possible. You can see even here I'm going to move everyone back here as much as I can. Apart from Fawudo and Dinsmore, who are going to remain as our outlets. So if we get the ball in defence, we need to hoof the ball forward. They know they can do that because they've then got 2 players chasing it down still. Which is a big deal in matches like this. Sometimes you need that outlet. Offence is the best defence, as they say. And here is Dinsmore carrying the ball. We're into injury time now, so he could take it to the corner if he wanted to. He's going to have a shot instead into the side netting. Not the best, if I'm honest. Not the best. Evans there tries to clear it. Comes out to Rutherford. Ooh, again a long shot. And again all their shots have been long shots. That could have snuck into the top corner, but thankfully for us it didn't. Dinsmore heads to May. Tries to play it back to Dinsmore, intercepted. Played back to their keeper. He's going to clear it. Coffee heads it out for our throw. Again, I'll take that. That's not bad. Just got to see this one out. We're so nearly at the end. That's not a good throw from Evans. Although it does come back to him. Into Clark. Out to May. Back for Clark. Come on, don't lose it. He's lost it. Right, Bailey, Baker. They've got a man open in the centre. And it's towards him. Oh, he's hit the post. He's pulled it back across. Get it out. Yes, May. Well done. Dinsmore's going to pick up on that. Perfect. Olasanya is out wide. Yep, good. Found him. That's always good. Into Dinsmore. He's lost it. Ball down the line. Perry will pick it up. Back to Funnel. Long clearance forward. And there's full time. Get in. 1-0 win. We needed that. It was a very poor game. Very few chances. We won ugly. We kind of have to prove that sometimes. We need to win ugly as well as winning by scoring tons of goals. You know, it's just as important. Right, Mr. Walker. You're going to be fined 2 weeks' wages for that, my friend.